Oh, Father, tell me, do we get what we deserve? Oh, we get what we deserve. And where down we go, oh, 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 where down we go, oh, 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 so where down we go.
Alright, see ya.
Way down we go.
We just unloaded here at Yeagarup. Yeah, we're just going to get straight into it. This is the station where you air down and you pay your fees and everything here, but we bought our tickets online before we got here. My mum and dad are here also. I've actually got to run back to the fuel station, so it's just me and Nat for the 900 and we're just not going to waste any more time.
We are down here visiting D'Entrecasteaux National Park on a 3-day, 2-night adventure. Just drove down from Perth this morning, left at 7 AM. We dropped the caravan off at Nannup Caravan Park on the way through and drove another hour down here to Yeagarup. It's late in the afternoon, but today we will just check out Lake Yeagarup, the Yeagarup sand dune system, and see how far we get towards the beach. I'll fill you in on a little family history of the area, and tomorrow we'll have a much bigger day from the western end. To get down to the dunes, you just go south on Vass Highway, turn right at Old Vass Road and right on Ritter Road. It will take you straight to the air down station where you have to purchase a park pass, or you can buy them online before you travel. On the left here is Lake Yeagarup, a small freshwater lake in the forest that goes right to the dunes. Nice spot for a picnic. It has a boardwalk and a campground. You can get to this part by 2-wheel drive, and then any further towards the beach you'll need 4-wheel drive.
We just got a bit of rain. It's 2 o'clock now, so yeah, we would have liked to got down here a little bit earlier. Just going to put it into 4-wheel drive. The track's pretty slow going. I can see the dune. Oh, beautiful white sand, eh? Oh, that brings a smile to my face. Makes all the effort worth it. I think I'm going to just try to crawl up the hill. I'm not going to go and get a run up or anything. It's too bumpy. So I think we'll just put it into low. We've had a bit of rain, so it looks pretty firm. Yeagarup, let's go. Just crawling up here. Low here. No run up at all. Oh, nice. Wow, look at that view. That looks amazing. It's crazy how it's an inland dune system too. I don't know the story behind that, but they do say it just keeps moving inland a few metres every year. But we'll stay between these tracks and yeah, keep heading towards the beach. I might put it into high.
Thomas, we all go down. Yeah, but for the folk who my heart, do you dare to look me right in the eyes? Yeah. Oh, 'cause they will run you down to the door. Yeah, someday we'll run you down till you fall. And they will run you down till you go. Yeah, till you can't grow no more. And where down we go.
This is my first time down here across these dunes. I'll give you a little bit of a running commentary, what the conditions are like so you know what to expect. We have had some light rain, so you can see that the sand is a little wet on top and dry underneath, which is good conditions. The flat sections of the sand dunes are fairly smooth, but every time you come to a hill, it gets a little bit choppy and rough. At the top of each hill, the track splits into left and right lane to avoid oncoming vehicles. Naf and I are not going to make it to where we wanted to today, but we will go a few more kilometres, enjoy the ride, then turn around, go back up the dune from the other side, and we'll see how Mum goes climbing the first dune in her Ford Ranger. A little history of the area for you. Just on the other side of this dune system on the banks of the Warren River, back in 1860, my great-great-grandfather Edward Reveley Brockman was pioneering this area with his uncle Pemberton Walcott. He took up land on the banks of the Warren River and built Warren House. He used timber for the construction from this saw pit, which is part of the local heritage trail, along with burnt bricks on site. He married Capel Bussell, who the town of Capel was named after in 1899. But at 22 years old in 1861, how could he build this house on his own? Well before electricity, farm machinery, vehicles, power tools, he certainly had big ideas. Even just clearing the thick Karri forest to build a house and farm some of the land would have been logistically impossible on your own. I got a lot of information and bits and pieces of diaries and letters stored away in boxes from 5 generations. I'll dig through it and put something together at the end of the video.
Okay, I think that's the end of the inland dune system. Now we go through the forest a bit more. Oh, nice track through here. It's a lot rougher than I thought, actually.
Once you get through the inland dune system, it's still about 35 to 40 minutes to make it to the beach and the mouth of the Warren River. Naf could zip through there and do it in about 10 or 15 minutes, I reckon. But I got no chance. It was just a late start this morning, and as much as I want to make it down there today, it's looking unlikely. The further and further we go, and the later and later it gets, thoughts creep into my mind how remote we really are. All my recovery gear is in Mum's Ranger. I don't feel comfortable going any further, especially this time in the evening.
6K's more.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Turn around. What's the time?
3 p.m. Yeah, 6K's to go.
You smell that?
Nah, you.
The belt.
If you can go faster, you can make it quicker. You're already here. It's gonna go bad. It's gonna go bad.
Oh, it's struggling, yeah.
Are you on low?
I'm in low, yeah. 3 p.m. By the time I get back there and out, that's 4 p.m. And then get back to there is 5 p.m.
Yeah.
If you want to do it,
yeah,
you go ahead,
yeah,
and I think I should turn back.
If anything happens, I won't get it. I won't get back until very late. Let's go.
Let's go. We have to. Sorry. It sucks, but we can't make it to the beach. We have to abort a mission. It's just getting too late. If something goes wrong, I'll just never get out of here.
Okay, we back at the dune face. Let's see how Mum goes in the Ranger.
You can try that again where you are. Oh, she's got it. She's got it.
It's choosing a line now.
Yeah.
I probably got to go too far right.
Let's have a quick look back at how my great-great-grandparents Edward Reverley Brockman and Capel Carter Bussell started their lives together at such a young age on the banks of the Warren River back in the early 1860s. To get a better understanding, let's look back at both of their fathers, my great-great-great-grandfathers. Edward's dad, William Locke Brockman, was the 9th person to be granted land in the Swan River colony. He came out on the ship Minstrel with his wife and brought with him a prefabricated house, 49 sheep, 3 rams and 46 merino ewes, and prepaid the trip for 7 workers. Under the colony's systems of land grants, he was entitled to 20,000 acres in proportion to the amount of capital in the way of stock, farm equipment, workers and cash brought to the colony. Edward was born here at Herne Hill in 1838. By 1843, Edward's dad William purchased 4,000 acres at a sixth per acre and settled in Gin, farming wheat, cattle and producing over 120 pounds of butter per week. He was also breeding horses and exporting them to the Indian Army, and along with Governor James Stirling had a match race with his horse. That was the first horse race recorded in Western Australia. He named the property Sheraton at Gin. 6 months after, in the mid-1830s, Capel's dad John Garrett Bussell arrived at the Swan River colony. Land grants were full, so he was encouraged by Governor James Stirling to head south, where he sailed around the Cape to what we now know as Augusta. Long story short, he tried farming in Augusta, and clearing the land in the heavy Karri forest was challenging. He was threatened with starvation from failing crop. The story goes one of his cows got loose looking for better pastures. And they tracked it all the way to the banks of what we now know as the Bass River in Busselton. It reminded him more of being back home in England, and instead of the deer, there were plenty of kangaroos. He built and farmed there and called the property Cattle Chosen, as that's where the cattle chose to be. In 1861, at the age of 23, Edward left Sheraton Estate in Gin on horseback, influenced by his father's search for more land. He rode down the coast on a mission for suitable land to cater for his father's expanding ventures, arriving at the Bussell family home, Cattle Chosen, where we assume he met Capel. The move south was definitely encouraged by Edward's father William. He was breeding horses and exporting shipments to the Indian Army. To expand his operation, he was looking for more good land with rich soil, fresh water, natural grass, timber for building and fencing, and land free of poison plants, and heard about the areas of the Warren, Gardner and Donnelly rivers. It also reads here he wanted his son far away from the hard riding, hard drinking, Constantina booted scions of the Swan River. Edward and Capel get engaged around November 1861, with some resistance from the Bussell family. Capel writes to Edward, "I was pleased to get your letter today, although I have been miserable ever since. For poor dear Mama, Papa too, was dreadfully upset when I told him about it. They cannot bear the thought of losing any of us." The marriage depended on a condition for Edward to build a suitable dwelling for Capel on the Warren River. In 1861, the first lease, consisting of 50 acres freehold, was taken up where Warren House now stands. Even though they were engaged in November 1861, Edward lived permanently at the Warren in 1862 and spent his first nights under a large karri tree. By October 1862, he writes to Capel, "I hope to have your house finished by the end of the year, when it will be in your power to make me happy or unhappy. I trust your mother will give her consent to our marriage by that time." By 1863, Edward employed 16 ticket-to-leave men for building and clearing the acreage for pasture around the homestead. I had no idea what ticket-to-leave men were, so I had to Google it. Convict labour. They may have done something as simple as steal a loaf of bread to feed a family. Man, what harsh times for sure. So even though the house was small to start off in 1863, Edward and Capel got married that year, and she finally moved from Cattle Chosen in Bass down to the Warren River. Her father-in-law, William Locke Brockman, imported a piano for a wedding gift for his musical daughter-in-law. The piano has been sitting at my parents' place my whole life. Let's see if we can get any keys to work. It's pretty old and hammered now, but to find out whose it was and the history of it gives it a bit more of a meaning. I've never really paid attention to it other than being told the piano is probably 200 years old. From the Pastoral and Tillage Land Lease books from 1845 to 1883, we can see in 1861 the first leases were taken up, with 20,000 acres in the vicinity of the Cascades on the Warren River and 10,000 acres at the mouth of the Gardner River. By 1873, Edward and his dad William had 130,000 acres leased, from the Cascades downstream to the mouth of the Warren, on both sides of the river, and lease on the Gardner River. They were breeding and exporting horses. The stock sheep and cattle were drove down from Gin. It's not known how long they had sheep for down at the Warren, but we don't think it lasted that long. The dairy started in 1867, but was also a struggle, as it took twice as many cows to get the same amount of milk as properties to the north. They did make butter and cheese that was sold out of Yeagarup Bay to the American whalers that had been in town for decades. They also had pigs, and Capel had vegetable gardens, fruit trees, which some are still standing today, and farmed marron from the river. She also had a part in the dairy side as she worked on her dad's dairy farm from a young age. By 1881 they had 10 children. My great-grandfather Edmund was the 10th child. This picture was taken in 1898 at the Warren. My grandma writes here on the picture, Edward had been injured by a wild bullock in the yards and is of ill health. She also writes at the bottom of the picture, to my dad, put this away for your boys if they ever show interest eventually. That was cool to read. I'm not sure who owns the old house today. I just got Dad to dig out what we have left from what was in Warren House and arrived with these two families in the 1830s. We have a couple of sets of cutlery from William Lott Brockman, a chest of drawers with an old marble top, looks like it was all handmade, and an old chair. On the bustle side, Capel's dad, we have his carry bag and engraved on it his name, along with a few sets of his glasses inside and a few old pictures and notes. Well, time to head back to Yeagarup Caravan Park. We have 2 more days down here. Coming up in the next video, we take the tracks from Scott River down to Black Point and Jasper Beach. Thanks for watching.